Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I've got the intro. And welcome, everybody. Of course, this is Doc G of Hamilton Radio, and we have a special guest for you tonight. That's right, the man, the myth, the legend, John Davidson. Stage, star, screen, music. This guy's done it all. Welcome, Jimmy, and welcome, John.
Welcome to the show, John Davidson.
It's good to be here. Thank you. My middle name is Hamilton. So
is it really?
Yeah, John Hamilton Davidson. So I'm on the right network.
I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. First off, I want to congratulate you on your new show in Club Sandwich in Sandwich, New Hampshire. Tell us about that.
Well, it's a barn. I happen to be in it right here now. Let me give you a little tour. I've got my over here is where I sell my CDs after the show. I've got everything's all put away because there's no show tonight. This is my wall of shame or fame or whatever you want to call it. And that's just what I did. That's Incredible with Kathy Lee Crosby and Fran Tarkington.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of tours. I was in Wicked. I played the Wizard in Wicked. I had my own talk show. This is with George Carlin years ago. You know, I hosted the Hollywood Squares. I was the second host of Hollywood Squares in the 80s, and then Tom Bergeron was the third. Peter Marshall was the first. I've done a lot of crazy things, but what I love the most is singing live. Oh, by the way, here are my backup singers. They're blow-up dolls, and I have a switch. I have a harmonizer switch, so that sounds like they're singing harmony, but of course they don't sing. They do a lot of tricks, but they don't sing. Mm-hmm. And this is a ventriloquist dummy of me, and here's some pictures of me when I used to guest host for Johnny Carson a lot, and so somebody said, well, why don't you do a ventriloquist dummy of yourself? But it never did work. It was a bad idea. I wrote a song called Rhinestone Pink Guitar, and here's the guitar that I wrote it with. These are some of the costumes that I've worn in my theater in Branson and Las Vegas, and this is actually a ladder here because we were working on the lights today. This is my little stage because Club Sandwich only holds like 40 people.
Oh my God!
It's very intimate, and I'm doing every Friday and Saturday night starting in July when COVID gets calmed down a little bit more. And then I'm presenting singer-songwriters Wednesdays and Thursday nights, and I'm going to play for 18 weeks until early November. Well, the end of October. And I live in Sandwich, New Hampshire. And I've always wanted to have a club like this. And so here it is, called John Davidson's Club Sandwich.
Now, wasn't Tom Bergeron just there to do an introduction for you for the shows?
Yeah. Oh, Tom is such a great guy. He also lives in New Hampshire. And I called him because I had met him in L.A., although I don't think he remembered meeting me.
I saw that.
But he meets a lot of people. He's such a great guy. And he drove out. He lives near the seacoast. But he drove out to Sandwich. And he made a video introducing me and putting himself down, and it was really cute. And so every show on my screen, see, here's the screen. It's a 6x9 movie screen, but
nice.
So Tom Bergeron is going to introduce me every show. Each one of my songs is in a different set. I can be walking through the woods. I can be walking down the beach. You know, I've always wanted to have rear projection in the show. And I play a 12-string, I play a 6-string, I play the banjo, and it's really a fun show.
So cool. Now, how the people of Sandwich must be so happy to have a big star like you there right now doing a show.
I'm not a big star. I've had a wonderful career, and I'm very grateful. Oh, we just went away. Are we okay? You're doing something.
I'm doing your pictures. Go ahead. You're good.
I'm very grateful for the career I've had, but I've never really been huge. I mean, I never had a hit record. I I sang on the Tonight Show a lot, taking Carson's place. I sang at Broadway shows. I had my own talk show. I had my own variety specials, and I sang in the Walt Disney musical films, The Happiest Millionaire and The One and Only Genuine Original Family Band, and had a theater in Branson, Missouri. But
So cool.
I'm a singing entertainer. I'm a guy who likes to entertain. Uh, I I'm a communicator. I'm a storyteller. But I've never been really hot. I don't know. Uh, uh, I I, uh, I sing everybody else's hit records and try to do them my way. And now I have my own theater in Sandwich, New Hampshire. So that's enough.
So cool.
If anybody wants to find out more about me, they can go to johndavidson.com, and it's all there. I can't remember half of the stuff that I've done.
Well, not many.
A lady walked up. This was about a week ago, and she said, "Stand right there. Stop right there." I was in the market. She said, "You're somebody, aren't you?" And I said, "Well, everybody's somebody. We're all somebody." She said, "No. You're a singer, right?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "You're an actor, right?" Yeah, and TV and the films, and she said, "You're John Denver, aren't you?" And I said, "No, John Denver. He died. He was a great guy. I knew him, and she said, "Oh, that's right. He ran into a tree while he was skiing at Lake Tahoe."
And that's Sonny Bono.
I said, "That's Sonny Bono." And she said, "Wait." I said, "To be honest with you, I can't remember half the stuff I've done." And she said, "Well, were you a Beach Boy?" And I said, she said, "They were so clean cut. I swear you were a Beach Boy." And I said, "Maybe." I said, "I think you're thinking of Glenn Campbell, because Glenn Campbell, right? He was a Beach Boy."
Mhm.
I don't know. It's been a weird career, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. But I've done so many things. It's been a confusing career, I think.
Speaking of Glenn Campbell, at one time on the Tonight Show, didn't you sing "Rhinestone Cowboy" on a horse?
I did. Yeah. I sang everybody else's hit record. I came out on my own horse. I used to breed Arabian horses, and I rode out on my main horse and sang like a rhinestone cowboy. Yeah, I've done a lot of crazy stuff. You see, I was discovered on Broadway by Bob Banner, the television producer, and he had discovered Carol Burnett.
Mhm.
And so he developed me as a variety show host, which means you have to do everything. You have to be funny. You sing, you do interviews, you do sketches, you do a little bit of dancing. And so I wanted to be just a leading man on Broadway. I wanted to be Man of La Mancha or Curly in Oklahoma, or
Mhm.
I wanted to be like John Raitt and some of the great Broadway people, Robert Goulet, and I wanted to be a leading man on Broadway. And this producer said, "You don't want to be just one thing. You don't want to be just a spear. You want to be a pitchfork." And he said, "Really, you want to be a Swiss Army knife?" And so my career, he helped me develop my career. He helped me to do a Las Vegas show. I played the major showrooms of Las Vegas. And he said, "A Swiss Army knife does it all." And he said, let's do a career like that. I said, "Okay." So he really molded my career. I'm very grateful to Bob Banner for where I am today.
Wow. You even played the Elvis showroom when you were in Las Vegas, didn't you? At the Hilton.
I did. I sold it out, but I only sold it out once. It was when Doug Henning was my opening act, the great magician Doug Henning. And so, yeah, I usually made sure I had a pretty good opening act. Jay Leno was my opening act a lot.
Wow.
He used to give me jokes. And
So cool.
I'm still doing some of the jokes that Jay Leno gave. I've worked with a lot of great people. Actually, when I got to host the Hollywood Squares in the 80s, I was the second host. Peter Marshall was the first. I was the second.
Mhm.
And then Tom Bergeron was the third. But I began to meet a lot of famous people because I was hosting Squares. And that was a big thrill because I really, I don't know. I'm not a big party guy. I didn't go to a lot of Hollywood parties, but hosting Squares, you get to meet 9 different stars, every week, and so that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Did you have a favorite star that you worked with on Hollywood Squares?
Oh, Betty White. I mean, everybody loves Betty White. Betty White is truly, truly a great lady, still is, and very giving. Very wanting to have fun and play the game. Some big stars don't want to play the game. You say, well, you want to say, well, why did you come if you don't want to play the game? So you like to find people who are open and honest and willing to talk about their personal lives and what they've been through, and not everybody wants to do that. Who else have I really enjoyed? Hartman, who's the lady? Hartman used to be on the morning shows.
Oh,
Anyway,
Doc, you know.
but there's so many. I usually find something that I really am in awe of, or that I really love about everybody. I think I try to see the good in everybody. I don't know anybody that I haven't enjoyed.
Well, Johnny Carson must have really loved you because he was very picky about his guest host, and you've done it like 80 times, right?
He was really a supporter. He kind of took me under his wing, and he gave me really a lot of shots to host his show. And I always did the Christmas week, and then I did a couple more weeks during the year, and a lot of one-nighters, and it was a great experience. Carson was a very shy man, and he really, I would never see him before the show,
Really?
but on the show, he really helped me to set me up and to be supportive. He's really, what a wonderful gentleman, just a great man.
Wow. I saw a great. Good, Doc.
I just want to ask you, did you ever appear on Carl Burnett? Because you mentioned her. I know Ken Berry did, Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, I did. I did about one Carol Burnett show a year because Bob Banner was the early producer of that show. So he forced me on that show. And Carol Burnett was very nice and supportive of me in my early career. I wasn't really good at the sketches, though, and I think other people could Steve Lawrence and other people could do the sketches better than I. Sammy Davis would do great sketch, Mickey Rooney. But yeah, I did a lot of guest shots on Carol Burnett. I did Sonny and Cher, and Tony Orlando show, and the Glenn Campbell show, and the Mac Davis show, and of course I had them on my shows as well. But my favorite thing is live performance. When I started playing Vegas and started, the communication with a live audience and singing with my guitar is what I still do. I still love live better than television or film or whatever. But I like it when there's a train wreck, when something goes wrong and you're live and you got to make it work, and the excitement of that is great. I love doing live theater.
Oh, that's so fantastic. What about Branson? You worked in Branson, you had your own theater there. How was working in Branson?
Well, Branson was an interesting situation. This was during a time when Hollywood Squares had just been canceled, or my version of it. And I went to my agent and I said, what are we going to do? And he said, well, I got another game show for her. And I said, I've done game shows. So I did Pyramid. I did $100,000 Pyramid. That was great. But I didn't want to have it say on my tombstone that, well, he was a good game show host. I wanted to go back to what I feel I do best, which is live entertainment. So I went to Branson and opened my own theater. Actually, Jim Stafford, the great Jim Stafford, gave me a break there. I worked in his theater for a while, did the daytime shows when he was performing at night. And then I got my own theater, actually took over the Jim Stafford theater because he went to another theater. And Branson was great, but I'm not religious at all. I'm a secular. And Branson, the best thing to do in Branson is to close with some religious song, and or to drop the flag and sing "God Bless America" or something. And I don't know. I love this country so much, and I'm very patriotic. But uh, I, uh, Branson's a great place. They were very good to me, but I felt that I didn't quite fit in there. I don't know. I am it was it's it, 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 I don't know. I enjoyed Branson for when I played it.
Very cool. Very early in your career, didn't you start out as an underwear model for Sears?
Yeah. It's a little
You're
weird,
going
Jimmy.
way back now.
Jimmy,
This is
Jimmy,
going
it's
way
a
back.
little weird that you would get excited about that. I don't want to say anything. Yeah, I was a model in high school in White Plains, New York. I would go into the city, into New York City, and model all sorts of things. And one time I did Fruit of the Loom underwear. With these briefs. They weren't boxer shorts; they were briefs. Now I was like 18 years old, right? And I am in the studio there. It's all by myself, and I've got on the box of the briefs. And the production gal comes in and she says, "No, we can see bulges. We see bulges." And I said, "Well, I'm in my underwear, And she said, "No, it has to be flat. You have to be totally flat." I said, "But guys aren't flat, And not that I have a lot to brag about it, but so she started stuffing tissue paper into my briefs all around my bulges, and it was here. Remember, I'm 18 years old, and the hormones are raging through my 18-year-old body, and that was making the bulges worse. And so this
Wow.
was an embarrassing. It was. And finally, I said, I think you should stop doing that, and let's just try to get this shot done. So it was interesting. But I did other things than that. I did some commercials in New York. Matter of fact, I delayed going to college because my modeling career was doing well. See, I was so cute. I was just so damn cute. I'm kidding, but I had these dimples which now are creases, and I think that's what got me started. Is when I went to New York. I was out in the suburbs, White Plains. I was different. The other actors and people looked like Robert De Niro and um, uh, uh, who did Scarface. Al Pacino,
Oh,
and I looked like an all-American boy. I guess I was overly white. I was from a very conservative family, and I was overly square. And there are parts for that, for the all-American boy thing, and that's how I got started.
wow. And the first game show that you really hosted was Time Machine, wasn't it?
Yeah, was that the first? It was one of the first. Yeah, a little show called Time Machine. It was a clever idea, trying to figure out in what year did certain things take place. It was good. I don't think I was that good on it,
Hmm.
but it was good. I was actually offered. Do you remember Star Search that Ed McMahon did?
Sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
That was a Bob Banner production. And
Oh, wow.
Bob came to me and he said, "I got this new game show. Excuse me, I've got this new talent show." And I said, "Well, do I sing on the show?" And he said, "No, you don't sing on it. You're going to host it." And I said, "Well, why would I want to do that? I want to sing on television." And so I turned it down. It was the stupidest thing I did. And so they gave it to Ed McMahon. It was a big hit. Um, but I, I, Actually, originally, I turned down the Hollywood Squares for the same reason because couldn't sing on it. And a friend of mine said, "Are you crazy? Hollywood Squares is huge." And I called Peter Marshall, the first host, and he said, "Well, you should do it." He said they want to bring it back. They want to do it with a new host, and I did it, and it was fun. You would love it. And so I took it, and it was a great chance to. I think the reason why you try to get exposure on TV is so that you can become sort of famous, and then you can go out and do what you love best, which is live theater or singing with my guitar,
Right.
or doing concerts, because because you did the television. So in many ways, the show That's Incredible that I did with Fran Tarkington and Kathy Lee Crosby, that's probably my biggest hit, but I didn't sing on that either.
Right.
So singing's my first love, and I love telling stories with my guitar, and that's what I'm doing at Club Sandwich here in Sandwich, New Hampshire. But in order to get to do that, I did a lot of other shows where I didn't sing at all, but it gave me some fame, and that's the reason for getting the fame, is so you can pick and choose and do what you want.
Exactly. Like you did the streets of San Francisco, right? I mean, there was Fantasy Island, The Love Boat. You've done so many appearances on so many different shows. Did you have a favorite?
Streets of San Francisco was really weird. I played the part of a female impersonator of a transvestite,
Oh, really?
a guy who dressed up like a lady. I mean, as a profession, and I worked on it really hard, and I scared my wife at the time. Because they shaved off my eyebrows. It was really weird. It was weird, but it gave me a chance to be something other than just boy meets girl, and to be the juvenile lead or the male lead, and to do a romantic show. Streets of San Francisco, I played a killer. As the woman, I killed people. I stabbed them through the heart with a hat pin. It was a ridiculous thing, but it was a chance to do some acting, some serious stuff. And I guess my favorite stuff has been theater. I did Man of La Mancha, playing Don Quixote, and at a theater in Beach Haven. Steve Steiner, producer in Beach Haven, New Jersey, gave me a chance to do some roles like that, Shenandoah and Man of La Mancha, and it was a great experience.
So you come to the East Coast. Were you coming to the East Coast a lot before the COVID? Have you ever been to the New Jersey again since then? Just one question.
Ever been where?
Have you ever been to New Jersey ever since then, or you just did them shows and that's it?
Well, I used to live in New Jersey. I used to live in South Orange and Maplewood.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to plug in my phone because I see my battery's getting low. Let me just plug it in here. Yeah, as I say, I grew up in Massachusetts, outside of Brockton, Mass. So I had a house in my barn until I was about 14. And then we moved to White Plains, New York, and that's where I lost the accent and went in and in high school did some modeling in New York City. But I came back to New Jersey because it was outside of New York. I love Jersey as well. Took the train in every day to audition for stuff, and that's what a lot of Broadway people, they live out in Jersey and then commute into New York.
No, absolutely. But another question about the Hollywood Squares, because I know I'm going to get them. What was your fondest memory of the Hollywood Squares, as far as maybe a story or something that happened?
Well, we had Alf on. Alf was a lot of it. We kind of launched Alf's career when I was hosting it, and Alf, I liked it when Alf put me down a lot. Jim J. Bullock was on. Joan Rivers was my center square, and she's a brilliant lady, and she's gone now. But man, she's Phi Beta Kappa from Barnard College, I think, and just a great lady, and worked very hard at her career. And of course, we had Shadow Stevens.
Yeah,
Shadow Stevens was the best announcer you could possibly have. He's still going strong, doing shows. What an amazing voice! And so I got to know him and Beverly and his girls and his family, and then Shadow was a good buddy, and haven't seen him lately. Maybe it's because I live in Sandwich, New Hampshire.
You've done so many solo albums. I'm looking forward to, you're going to do a live from Club Sandwich album for us?
Well, I might. If I did that, it would probably be a country album. I really have gotten into a lot of country tunes, love songs and contemporary country. Well, not not rock country, but I mean, country music was really what Tom Jones was doing a lot of, and Engelbert and country, popular music used to be country music in the 50s and the early 60s, and the Beatles were basically imitating country performers. And so yeah, I think I'm going to do a country album. But
So cool.
there's I right now I'm just enjoying performing live in Club Sandwich. I'm also going to present other singer-songwriters in my club.
Wow.
And we're running
Nice.
through July, August, September, October. The schedule's on johndavidson.com. People can find out about who's performing in the club and all that. But it's pretty darn exciting.
Well, I have a question for you. One question. Did you ever think about doing it live, like live streaming right from your club?
Well, during COVID, when COVID was at its worst, I tried to do some stuff on the computer. A lot of people were doing live streaming, because I haven't worked in a year until I'm doing my own club. But technically, the thing about singing a song to a computer, it was just I just didn't like it, and I had a lot of technical problems trying to do live streaming. Maybe it's because I live in the woods of New Hampshire, and the reception, my downloading is okay, but it's my uploading that wasn't strong enough, and I had trouble doing with live streaming. So I don't know whether I would do any live stream. I like a live audience. I like to do stuff that makes a live audience go wow, or makes them laugh or cry or be inspired or get excited about their life. A lot of what I sing about now is the fact that I'm going to turn 80. Bob Dylan just turned 80. What, yesterday or one of these days?
Yep.
I don't know when this is going to air.
I think today, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Are we live? Are we?
Yes, you are.
We are live. Yep.
That's funny. And that's
talk about train wrecks
word.
and live.
Yeah, right. But I'm going to be 80 in December, and I do a lot of soul searching and a lot of singing and a lot of jokes about that home stretch of what do you do in your 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s, I hope. But many people reinvent themselves. Many people finally find peace that they've been looking for all through their career. Many people drink too much too. There's a certain peace in that. But I'm enjoying performing like I've never before, because I'm a one-man show. I sing with my guitar. There's no band. And I just love doing that. That's how I'm reinventing myself in my 80s. And
that's so great.
I just love it.
We have a question.
Go ahead.
From a listener here. Tom wants to know, what popular singers does John listen to or like today?
Well, the ones I like are the ones I study. So when I put on music, I often listen to classical music, but when I listen to something other than classical, I listen to instrumentals, either jazz or guitarists, a lot of guitar players, and because I don't, if there's a vocalist, if there's a guy singing, I always try to figure out what they're doing. If there's a girl singing, I figure out, how is she singing? What is she doing with the lyric? I don't want to have to do that when I'm relaxing. So, but the singers I admire are people who make a great vocal sound. Well, for many reasons. I still love Johnny Mathis and the sound that he makes. I mean, a lot of people used to kid Johnny Mathis, and because of where he put his voice right up here behind his nose, up between his eyes. And but I admire Johnny Mathis. I listen to there's a folk pop rock singer called Vance Gilbert that I just love. The singer, songwriter, storyteller. That's a one-man show. If you get a chance, don't miss Vance Gilbert. An incredible talent. He's going to play Club Sandwich. He's doing a favor of me to play Club Sandwich. I listen to John Denver, James Taylor, but that's more to study them. But to just relax, I usually don't listen to singers at all. I listen to instrumental music, so I don't have to dissect it.
Wow. So who are some of the upcoming guest stars at Club Sandwich?
Oh, it's a whole list. I don't have the list here. I should have it. I don't. It's on johndavidson.com.
Okay, we'll check it out.
Or you can go to clubsandwichlive.com. But it's easy to remember, just johndavidson.com, and then you click on Club Sandwich. It's all there. You can listen to them and you can see them. And right now, I can't even think straight. I can't remember.
That's fine. So what made you actually move to New Hampshire? What did you like about New Hampshire?
Well, as I say, I grew up in New England. I grew up outside of Brockton, Mass, outside of Boston. But I have a daughter who lives in Salem, Mass. And I like New England. I like the New England spirit. In New Hampshire, one of the reasons that they have the primaries here is because everybody's got a really strong opinion about the color of ants or whatever. It doesn't matter. But people in New Hampshire are in your face, and they're not afraid to say, oh, what's that? Is that who's appearing?
Yes,
you got it. Yep, yes, sir.
No, that's where I'm appearing, isn't it?
Oh, that's John Davidson appearances.
You got to click on Club Sandwich.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And you go there, and then go to Wednesdays and Thursday nights. And got to go to Wednesdays and Thursdays.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
All there. Yeah, it's a ton of people.
Well, I wanted to give you first, but okay, you're right. Okay, good.
We're booked. We're booked all the way through until the end of October. Every Wednesday and Thursday, a different singer-songwriter. Yeah.
Now, when is the official opening night? Isn't it July? The official opening night?
July 2nd. July 2nd.
July 2nd.
The opening night is sold out. Remember, we only have 40 seats, so it's pretty easy for us to be sold out.
Wow.
But July 3rd is almost sold out. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and I know you're doing the national anthem over at the Memorial Day tribute in Sandwich, from what I understand.
It's a big event. People are coming from all over.
I have to take a road trip up to Club Sandwich. Absolutely.
I'm doing it in B flat, if any singers care. And the rockets right there, the bombs bursting in air. And there's going to be about 4 people there standing next to the flag. And I don't know. I hope people will come out for it, but I'm doing it to celebrate our veterans and to shine some light on veterans and on Memorial Day. It's a big day.
I just wanted to go back just a little bit to the John Davidson show. I saw a clip, I believe it was on YouTube, and you were sitting with Mama Cass. What was that like? What was she like? Oh,
man, I admired Mama Cass so much. And when she said she would, this is when I was in London. I did the Tom Jones summer replacement that aired here in the late 60s. This was like 69. So this was 50 years ago. Mm-hmm. And they said, Mama Cass is going to do the show. I said, wow. And so I sang, I know I stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. Then I go on saying something stupid like, I love you. I think, no. I say, imagine me and you. I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right. The Turtles. It was a Turtles tune. Mm-hmm. And we sat on the couch, my arm around her, and said, what a sweet lady. Mama Cass. She's just a big personality and just a heart full of love. Just a really great lady. The other lady I got to do a duet with on her specials was Karen Carpenter.
Oh, so nice.
She was very shy, but a very shy lady. And so a little bit socially ill at ease, at least for me. But what a great voice. And so we sang, I hear music and there's no one there. You don't need analyzing. But whatever. She could sing anything, and what a great sound. What it's so unfortunate that I guess she died by starving to death. I mean, it was just
terrible.
so tragic. Yeah.
Yeah. You had so many great people on the John Davidson show. Everybody from Cher to Mickey Gilley. Did you have a favorite to sing with other than Mama Cass, of course?
Oh boy, that's a good. Oh, no question. Tony Tennille. You remember Captain and Tennille?
Sure, absolutely.
Tony Tennille is the real deal. Oh, I should
we got a liner right there.
Tony Tennille is the real deal. Tony Tennille is the real deal.
I love his personality. I really do. It's
so funny,
so great. And of course, the captain,
Daryl Dragon.
Dragon, was he passed away, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No one ever knew what he was all about. I never. He just never said anything. He was like, it was like Teller with Penn and Teller. He was practically speechless. But Tony Tennille, again, a gracious, wonderful lady, and man, could she sing. She had chops forever. She was a jazz singer. She was a rock singer. She was a folk singer, a really great interpreter of song. And, she was incredible.
So cool. Doc, what do you have for John?
Well, again, I wanted to go back to some of the other things, like with his music, but let's any memorable moments that you have doing your music, not just with singing with people, but at places, different locations. Like Vegas, maybe with Wayne. I don't know if you were with Wayne Newton.
Yeah. I spent some time with Wayne Newton, and I mean, Wayne Newton is a study in showmanship. Wayne Newton was probably the most astounding showman in Vegas. Well, of that sort. I mean, he was a certain type of showman, but boy, he got the job done. Wayne Newton is amazing. Of course. Sammy Davis, I met a couple times and saw his show a couple times in Vegas. But as far as working together, I learned a lot by watching Rickles. I was the opening act twice. I've been the opening act. We were co-starring, but I went first, and then I would just stand backstage and watch Don Rickles. Man. Just a powerhouse comedian
on fire.
He would rip it up, and that was a character, that he played. This, that sort of nasty guy that he played, or not nasty, but smart alecky. There was a whole nother guy behind that. Don Rickles, a very sweet guy. It says a lot that Bob Newhart was his best friend, because they really off stage they were more alike than not. That's really who Rickles was, but he developed this character. A lot of us do that, Joan Rivers did that. Joan Rivers developed this character of this very brash, very hard-ass, lady. And she was very sweet and very feminine and so intelligent. But she played that sort of, I don't know what you call it, because it worked, and so you do it. I think a lot of us, like I was very shy as a kid, and I discovered that if I smiled, and I became a theater arts major in college, and so I began playing different roles, and realized that I could use different parts of myself on stage. I didn't have to be that way all the time. So, I mean, that's true of a lot of famous people that you see as being outrageous. They're really very down to earth, very, very quiet people, is what I am.
Mm-hmm. And when you did theater, you toured with as the Wizard, right? In Wicked. So tell us about that. That must have been a great experience.
Well, I've charged my phone now, so I can take you over to the picture. Let me go over here. When I was the Wizard, I did 3 different contracts. I never did it on Broadway, but it's a picture of me. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it. Go ahead.
Yep, we can see it.
Yeah. The problem with being the wizard in Wicked, Joel Grey was the wizard, Ben Vereen was the wizard, a lot of great wizards, but the wizard doesn't come on stage for an hour and 17 minutes because Wicked, the musical, is all about the witches. And the witches say, we're going to see the wizard. We're going to see the wizard. We're going to see the wizard. But they don't get to see the wizard until about 15 minutes before the end of Act 1. And so there I am in my dressing room, listening to the show on the speakers, and I'm reading. I'm playing my guitar. I'm maybe singing. I sang a lot and learned new songs. But I wanted to be on stage. I didn't go on this tour to sit in my dressing room in Memphis, Tennessee, listening to So that's the only thing about being the wizard is you're off stage a lot. You're not the star of the show.
Right.
The witches are the star.
We just had another question from Tom. He wanted to know about Mike Douglas. What was it like being on the Mike Douglas show? You were on there several times.
Yeah, I was guest host with him, and I learned a lot by working with Mike Douglas. And unfortunately, by the way, he was a big supporter of me and really helped me in my career, and it was great. But there came a time when his producer, Westinghouse, wanted to, I guess maybe Mike Douglas was asking for more money. I don't know what it was, but this was in 1979. And his producers, Westinghouse, came to my manager and said, would John Davidson like to host the daytime variety show that Mike Douglas is now doing? And I said, well, what's wrong with Mike Douglas? He said, well, we're having a dispute with Mike over money or something. They were trying to do a contract. And so they brought me in. And I said, well, I guess, but I'm an entertainer. And so I had a lot to learn about being a host. Anyway, Mike Douglas got very mad at me because he felt that I took his show, I guess, but I didn't. His producer had made a decision. I think it was actually, they were trying to decide between Dick Clark and me, John Davidson. And Dick Clark might have turned him down. I don't know. But I got the job. And Mike Douglas never forgave me for that. He thought that I had taken that away from him, and I sure didn't. I admire Mike Douglas a lot, and I learned a lot by watching and working with him.
And of course, you were on American Bandstand with Dick Clark himself.
Yeah, he had me on as a guest, and which was weird because I never had a hit record. That's the weird part of the people that do know me as a singer. I've never had a hit. I mean, everybody, Tony Orlando, Tie a Yellow Ribbon. It's Not Unusual for Tom Jones. Please Release Me, Frank. Everybody has a hit record. I never spent that time in a studio. I would rather be singing live. And so I should have spent that. That's one of the mistakes. I've had so many mistakes in my career. And one of them was I didn't spend enough time in a studio. I should have spent hours there like the Carpenters did and like Tony did, Tony Orlando and all these guys. They learned how to record. I've made 12 albums. I've got all my albums are up here.
Wow.
And they're good, but I would rather perform live.
So cool.
No, but your music career, that had to make you feel good because you were welcomed in to all these other great singers. It had to make you feel so really good because you, like you said, you didn't have a recording career yet. You were still welcome with all the recording artists that were well known. I mean, not everybody gets that,
I think because I was a talking head on TV. And because I did That's Incredible, and because I hosted Squares, and because I did a lot of variety shows, I came up when variety shows were big, and so that gave me notoriety, and so that's why they had me on, because people knew my face, but they really didn't know what I was going to sing. People still don't. People are going to come into Club Sandwich here, and they have no idea By the way, all our seats are couches and
I love it. I love it.
I love that. Isn't that great?
Isn't that wild?
It's
Yeah.
so out of the box thinking,
Well,
but it's beautiful. I love it.
It's so they can sleep better during my show. You know, they can really. And we have T-shirts. Here are my T-shirts. And
I love it.
Oh, so cool.
I on the back it says, "Don't take New Hampshire for granted."
I like that.
Do you
And
get
I
it?
like the club sandwich. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
See, it's
great.
the granite. It's the granite state. You get the joke, right? Oh, let me show you this outside. I had some guitars made in Mexico. My son lives in Mexico. I love going to Mexico. Let me go outside here. Hi. Can you see these guitars?
Oh,
We
yeah.
can.
Yeah.
This is a guitar sculpture that I put together. I had a guy in Mexico. They're metal,
Wow.
and I had them weld them together, and it's on the front of Club Sandwich.
Nice.
That's so
And
cool.
the
So
very
awesome.
thing outside it says, "Come hear the music play." I'm going to give you a little bit of trivia. Can I give you one more fact here?
Go
Sure.
ahead. Absolutely. Sure.
And that is, see, I wanted to put music down here so people didn't think it was a deli. Because I told a buddy of mine, I said, I'm going to have a place called Club Sandwich. He said, great. Is it a deli? I can get a pastrami. And I said, no, it's not a deli. Club Sandwich is a music venue. So that's why I put the music on the bottom. So these notes, now you guys may not know this song because you guys are, what, about 19. But it's ba 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 ba.
Wow, yeah, I know that song.
What is the lyric?
That's named that tune. Oh my God, I can't. What's the name of the song?
Ba 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 ba.
Jimmy, we know that song.
Ba.
That sounds very familiar. I don't know.
Oh Johnny, how you can love.
Oh.
There you go.
I'm bragging about my sex life. But I mean that's an old song. That's from like the 30s. But so not many people know that's what that melody. That's what the melody is. Anyway,
So cool. It's like being in your living room.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
awesome.
like singing in my living room. Yeah.
So awesome.
I'm gonna go up on stage now. I'm gonna walk up on stage. I built this stage myself. So I stand on stage. Here's my Taylor guitar and my 12 string.
Nice. Yep.
So this is what I look out on.
Wow.
I love it.
It's all
love it.
sofas and love seats and as I say, people sleeping and
What's that, John?
it's fun.
John, could you?
My wife wants to say hi to you, John. So,
Hi, wife.
oh,
Hi.
you can see. You can see you.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good
Great to
see
meet you.
Good to see you. Did we go to high school? No, you're not my age. No.
She's she's around my age, so don't.
Yeah.
So-
She looks young.
so
She looks young.
You
Wish
live
I
with
felt
this
young.
crazy guy? These guys are crazy.
Yeah.
You sure you want to do that?
Sure, I've been with them a long time. So.
It's too late now, right? It's too late.
She's stuck with me.
Well, guys,
She's
it's
actually-
been so much fun talking to you. You've had me on so long here. I feel special.
Well, John, tell us how to get the t-shirts. Can we get them online? Can we? I know you can get autographed pictures and your CDs. Tell us how to get those. Just go to johndavidson.com. Is that how we do it?
Well, I don't. You got to come to Club Sandwich in Sandwich, New Hampshire. First of all, I only made up about 37 of them. I gotta make more t-shirts. I make them myself in the trunk of my car, and I'm gonna they will be available on johndavidson.com eventually.
Awesome.
But right now,
Cool.
we don't have that many.
Great.
I didn't know what sizes. America is getting bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah.
And so when you're planning T-shirts, how many small, mediums, and large, and then extra large? And the guy that I'm buying them from said, "No, you need extra, extra, extra large." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, you realize that people are filling out more, and so." Yeah, so I need more T-shirts. I'll get some more. So the truth is, you guys can't have a T-shirt. You can't have one. You can't have one.
And one more
try to
time,
call
tell
me.
us how to get tickets. How do we get tickets?
Well, it's all done online. We got a
Okay.
whole thing called Ticket Leap that it's done on my website, johndavidson.com, and you go in there and they'll show you which shows are sold out.
Okay.
And the first three shows are sold out, but then it gets starts to be openings and it's all done online. It's all on my website, johndavidson.com. Yeah.
Well,
John, before you go,
road trip up to see you in Sandwich, John.
John, before you go, I just want to ask you: is there any way you can do like a sweeper for us for Jimmy's show in the station? Can you do that?
Sure. Yeah.
Just say who you are and what you want to say, and just say you're listening to Jimmy Deal Show on Hamilton Radio.
Okay. Is Hamilton Radio? Is that Hamilton? Yeah.
Yes.
That's your middle name. You should know it.
I know.
There you go.
Hi, I'm John Davidson. Yeah. That's who I used to be. I still am, and I'm just an older version. Actually, this is the latest version of John Davidson. I'm on the Jimmy Deal Show, and I couldn't be more happy just to be alive and to be here. And thanks for having me, Jimmy. And HR. What do I call you, sir? HR?
Hamilton Radio. I'm the owner of Hamilton Radio, 25 years.
Oh, that's what it says on the bottom.
His name is Doc G. Doc G.
Doc
He wants
G.
to know what your name is.
Doc G.
Doc G.
HR Doc G. Okay, so
there you go.
I can do this better. I can do this. Let me do another one.
Whatever you want, no rush. Good.
Hi, my name is John Davidson. I've had a career for 55 years in show business, so here I am. And the biggest thrill for me of all the things I've ever done in my career is to be on. Let me get it right now. On HR. What Hamilton? Where do I put the Hamilton?
Hamilton Radio. Hamilton Radio.
Hamilton Radio, with HR Doc G and Jimmy Deal. Hi, I'm John Davidson. Remember me from Hollywood Squares and That's Incredible and The Tonight Show and a lot of stuff. 55 years, but the biggest thrill of my life is to be on Hamilton Radio with HR Doc G and Jimmy Dale. And I'm just so pleased to be here. We've had a great time. You got to watch the show. Wait, you already have. Okay.
Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate you coming on.
What an amazing talent you are.
Thanks,
we loved having you.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Great show.
Thanks. Come back again. We appreciate it.
And love to your wife.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, John. Thank you, buddy.
Oh my God, another great show, Jimmy. Oh wow. What a great guy. I mean, I wish more celebrities were so
cool like that, right?
cool, but I mean, so easy to talk to.
Yeah.
He's just a wonderful, sensitive, caring person. Right, and he didn't let stardom spoil him. He's not cocky. He's just more humble than anybody I've ever seen,
He really is. What a nice guy. And, I met him years ago. He came up to the morning show at WPLJ back in the day with Scott Shannon, and I believe it was Rocky Allen at that time. And he was so nice back then. He brought up his guitar. He sang for us. And you know what? He has not changed one bit. And that was quite a while ago. So unbelievable. So nice to have people like that on the program, really.
We want to wish him a lot of luck with Club Sandwich if you're in the New Hampshire area.
Absolutely. That's going to be my summer trip.
Check him out, people. Check him out. We have a lot of listeners in New Hampshire, so check him out. Yeah. Let us know. Give us an idea of what's going on there. And I've seen a lot of his artists on there, John. Jimmy. And what I think is, if they're all in New Hampshire, we can develop a New Hampshire channel just for them. We can put all their stuff on there and put all their music on there. I think that would be really cool and tribute to John of what he's doing.
Right. Exactly.
We can talk about it, see what they say, but I'm going to reach out to some of the artists and see what they say.
Awesome. I just want to tell everybody about tomorrow night. We're doing a special edition of Celebrity Spotlight. We have David Newell, and he was Mr. McFeely on Mr. Rogers' show. So cool. And it's really a pleasure to have him. He's going to be with us tomorrow night, a special edition of Celebrity Spotlight. I hope you can join us. It's going to be at 8:00. David Newell will be here. Mr. McFeely, of course, he was Speedy Delivery on the Mr. Rogers Show. And we're going to talk about what a brilliant man that Mr. Rogers really was. And, I've been researching Mr. Rogers all this past week, and I didn't realize, what a really brilliant guy that he really was. Amazing. We'll talk a lot about that tomorrow night. And then also coming up, we have the Fab Four on Celebrity Spotlight. All four is going to be here. So that's going to be interesting. We have
Is that Memorial Day? That's Memorial Day?
No, that is the week after Memorial Day. Memorial Day, we have Angelo Capone, who actually calls himself Jerry Lewis. So we're going to have Jerry Lewis here. He is a Jerry Lewis tribute artist and a really funny guy. So he'll be here Memorial Day weekend on next Monday. And then, of course, the Monday after that is the Fab Four, the first week in June. And all four will be here. And also we got rockstar Robin Beck, Vito Pacone from Diele Celbrity. And, of course, he had that hit song, Little Star. And so many more people, too, on the way. So you just stick with us, and we'll give you all those details coming up. I believe Darcy Donovan, country star Jessica Lynn's going to be here, ventriloquist Taylor Mason, brand new country recording star Francel, Bobby Wilson, who is the son of Jackie Wilson. He looks exactly like his dad.
Nope.
And he sings just exactly like his dad. So it's going to be an honor to have him on the show with us. And also we have an Elvis tribute show coming up August 16th. And we're going to have one of his very first girlfriends and fan club presidents. She's going to be here. Kay Wheeler is her name, and she'll join us. And I want to thank everybody for listening tonight. I saw some great people online. Of course, Tom with the great questions, Cindy Lake Ronkonkoma, Flora in Brooklyn. We had my buddy Pierre, who lives right across the street from me, and he was online listening to us today. So thank you, Pierre. I appreciate it. We have Joanne and my mom from Canarsie. I mean, so many people every week join us, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Doc, what else we got?
I got a couple more shout outs. I have, of course, my friend Louis Cedeno joined us. He's from 102.9 DLJ Radio in Florida. He's the owner of that station. So he was watching us, which is really
nice.
Cool. I love Louis. Louis also does EGCW wrestling. He's also a wrestler in there, so he does some things. I want to thank my friend Chuck Walton in Florida for listening. Chuck's always interested in what we're doing as far as music and
Texas me every day.
Chuck's a great. He's a great guy. But I want to tell everybody we do have the Roku channel up. It's not. It's available, but it's not loaded yet. And give me a couple weeks to a month to get that loaded. But the live streams are available. So if you're interested in a live stream, I'll say this: contact me at admin@hamiltonradio.net, and we'll go over the details. This is for music artists. This is for anybody that wants to do cooking shows or anything you want. This live stream is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You pick the time, you pick the day you want to go on, and you click a button, and you're there. And that's it. You don't have to do anything. So we made it convenient and easy for you. We just want you to be able to use it. If Facebook or YouTube shuts down, you've always got the Roku channel, so send people to the Roku channel. We're going to make money from the premium channel. We're going to make money from the subscription channel. We're also going to make money from advertisers that see the content. So if your content is good and people like it, we get more people. We don't get charged for the people. We get charged for the server space. Just letting you know that. Other than that, everything else is good. iRadio USA New Jersey is getting ready to be launched very soon. I'm just waiting for the details to come in, and then I'm going to be running that. Jimmy also may be on that channel.
We're gonna do the DJ thing, which is awesome. I love playing music.
You might be doing the DJ thing on there, and you can always do one on Hamilton Radio too. But listen, whatever works. We're trying to work at where we want to get sponsors for this show. So if you're interested in being a sponsor, contact me or Jimmy. Where do they contact you, Jimmy? How do they contact you?
You could go to my Facebook page, Jimmy Deal, at facebook.com. You could PM me there, private message me, or you could go to my email, which is jimmytcbdj@aol.com. Again, it's jimmytcbdj@aol.com. You can contact me there, and we'd love to have you as a sponsor. You get your name and your business mentioned with all these great stars that we have coming on, which is pretty awesome. And also, I have to say hello to Virgil Jean, who is a good friend of some of the big disc jockeys that I know here in New York City. And he's a friend of mine for many, many years. He was listening to us tonight. Thank you, Virgil Jean. And my friend Marty also here in Brooklyn. He was also out there. So, and I thank everybody who tuned in tonight. And I hope you join us tomorrow night for the special edition of Celebrity Spotlight. And we'll have David Newell, Mr. McFeely, Speedy Delivery is going to be here.
Don't miss it, guys. We'll welcome you back just like we did today. And, we'll see you on the flip side. Thank you all for being here.
Have a good night, everybody.